Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
A couple of things happened in retailing, and a lot of people point actually to Ralph Lauren as the one who changed this model. This is in the late 60s, early 70s. I think Ralph Lauren started in the late 60s. And they started originally making wide ties. He went around and he changed. Remember, like Mad Men, they all wore these skinny ties, skinny suits. And Ralph Lauren was the one who's credited with kind of changing the way the American man dressed, and just by changing the width of the tie. And it's funny because in the clothing business, and clothing is suits in trade terms, we think clothing is everything. You and I aren't wearing clothing. We're wearing sportswear, believe it or not, in classification, in apparel merchandising. Clothing was men's suiting. And the only thing that really distinguishes men's suiting from one era and another is the width of the lapel on the suit and the width of the tie. Not a lot of things to change, right? So it's pretty boring. And so it was when Ralph Lauren came out with these wide ties, it was pretty radical. So he went around and sold these ties all over the country. And that was when people wore a lot of ties. And he then said, oh, well, I should make some shirts to go with these ties, and started building a full collection rather than just an item, or what we call a classification. So he built this full collection, became very successful wholesaling that to department stores, whether he sold it to Bloomingdale's nationally, or Macy's, or to Nordstrom, stores like that, right? Some that are still around. I could throw other names that aren't around anymore. It wouldn't mean anything to most people. There's, I think, like the number of department stores has contracted like by 95% over the last 50 years, right? So Ralph Lauren was frustrated. The buyers for this product were the department store buyers. So if he wanted to make, say, when he wanted to make suits, the buyer's like, no, you're a tie guy. We'll buy ties from you. We're going to buy suits from this other company. And so it was very frustrating for him. And he says, well, I want to create a retail environment where you can experience everything the brand is about, what Ralph Lauren is about. And so he built this store, and talk about channel conflict. So his customers were livid, the department store buyers. Well, you're competing with us. Stay in your lane. You're supposed to be a wholesaler. We're a retailer. And what he kept doing was he would open a store, and they found that the sales, say you opened a store at a mall in Peoria, and there was a Macy's store right there at the same mall. And what they found was the sales of the Ralph Lauren product in Macy's also increased at the same time the sales in his own store increased. So it created more brand awareness.
So they didn't kick him out?
Some did, but they all brought him back. I mean, it was a kind of a victory for him. It took a few years to prove this out. So the point
so counterintuitive when you think about it.
Right. But it was really sort of an early lesson in branding. And it also allowed him to expand his collection.
So it's like educating the customer and awareness.
Yeah. Like they see the Ralph Lauren suit at Ralph Lauren, and maybe they didn't buy it. And then next time they were at Macy's, like, hey, where are the Ralph Lauren suits?
Or
no, we only have
maybe
the ties.
It's on sale.
Well, today, that's definitely the
right?
dynamic. They're a lot more promotional today than they were then. Mm-hmm. But that's a whole different discussion about branding.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.